We are about to embark on an immersive journey through the corridors of our minds. Stand by as we prepare for departure.
Welcome aboard, everyone, to the Productivity with Peace of Mind podcast adventure. Our journey will begin in just a moment. Inhale deeply and exhale. Our voyage takes us on a captivating tour, diving deep into the intricate layers of our thoughts and imagination. Brace yourselves for the complexities of our evolution. For a safe and enjoyable journey, stay seated. Secure your helmet and protective goggles, and keep hands, feet, and legs inside while the ride is moving. Now relax and enjoy.
Today we have with us Steve Damicus, who is a serial entrepreneur, founder of Natural Living Foundation and Elevate Vendor Events. He's had over 10 different businesses. And we're going to talk today kind of about behind what drives us for entrepreneurship and navigating all of those challenges along the way. So welcome, Steve. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So tell us a little bit about what does drive your passion for entrepreneurship.
Well, growing up, I've always wanted to be like my dad. My dad owned his own business. He had a little mom and pop printing business. He was my hero growing up. And I just loved watching him and how he was able to handle things and do everything on his own. And I admire that. And since I was a young boy, I just always known that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and own my own business one day. I never had any clue on the challenges that I was going to partake, but it's been quite the journey. And I do love it.
That's amazing. And you have quite the story of a time in your life where things changed pretty quickly overnight. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah. So I've always known that I wanted to get into business. And I was just graduating high school, just getting ready to start college. I just graduated back in 1992. And there again, I always wanted to be like Dad. And my dad was in stock cars. He was in racing and just being motivated by Dad. It was the very last race of the year, which was in September of 1992. And so we went out. Well, it's a long story, but we actually ended up getting my stock car together at the very last second for my graduation present. And we went out to the racetrack, and I did not have my tow strap ready. So we went out to the racetrack by a tow strap. I was inside of the stock car with the roll cage and went out to the race. And I actually ended up beating my dad for my very first race. It was one of my highlights of my life. And then on the way home, I'm also inside of the stock car, and we're on the shoulder of the highway. The gentleman that was pulling my car pulled over the shoulder of the highway. And so I'm actually in the stock car with the helmet on, harnessed in with the roll cage. And at the same time, there's a drunk driver that had been driving or drinking all day long. And he thought he was going to be slick and started passing cars on the shoulder of the highway. And he is actually going 98 miles an hour. And the weirdest thing was I was in a stock car with roll cage, and he actually did end up hitting me in the back. Basically sandwiched me between the truck that was pulling me, and then I went out into the highway, and I was actually hit again by another truck. There's absolutely no way, shape, or form that I should be here, only other than the grace of God. There's just no other explanation. I was actually hit by two different trucks, one going 98 miles an hour, and I went into a grand mal seizure. I went into a coma for 6 days. And then somehow, some way, I did wake up from that coma. I didn't know who my brother was. I had to learn how to walk and talk again. And I was actually in Craig rehab for 6 months. But from that, I do have a traumatic brain injury. and my memory is terrible. It's very, very rough, and I also have severe anxiety and anxiety attacks, panic attacks from that too. So it's been quite the journey, but I know I do have my faith, and everything happens for a reason. And there are still times today I still kind of go, my goodness, God, why? But everything that keeps happening, it's molding my life into where I am at right now, able to help people. And I'm learning. I'm still today learning why, and I trust Him that it did happen for a reason. So.
When we look at these types of things that happen in our life, whether it's, as big as an accident like that or some other kind of traumatic event, big or small, sometimes the small things happen over and over again, or sometimes it's one, big thing or a handful of big things. And when we talk about like the passion and the drive to move forward in life and do all of the things that we want to do to achieve our dreams, how do we leverage those challenges to move forward?
Oh my goodness. You've got to have a vision. You have to have a goal. My goal is to help people. I love watching my vendors right now. I've got vendors with my business. I love watching people win. I'm a very, very loving man all my life. It's been and I have a hard time saying no, which is a downfall in business. You've got to learn how to say no. But I'm a very, very loving man, and when I see anyone else winning, that's when I win. But you definitely have to have a goal. You've got to have something that drives you when you wake up every single morning. You've got to look at your goal and what are you going to do today to obtain those steps to get one step closer to that goal.
Yeah. And I know you talk about too, like believing in yourself and when we talk about vision, like believing in your purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I know that everyone here on this earth, and it's for my faith, it's for my foundation. Everyone has a purpose here in life, and you've got to figure out what it is for you. Mine, I'm still searching for it. I'm 51 years old now, and I've had 10 different businesses. My chiropractic business I've been doing for over 20 years. I started my events business about 5 years ago. And the thing is I don't know if it's going to stop there. This is where my ADHD kicks in too. I guess my best analogy is putting the puzzle of life together. I've learned so many things, different things in life. With one part of the business, this has worked out really well, and then so I'll go to a different business, or I'll take one little piece that works and put that piece in. But everything happens for a reason, and just putting that puzzle together is what keeps driving me and focused to the next step.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
So how do you take those obstacles and turn them into that next step?
Oh, it's drive. It's everyone's going to get those challenges in life. Right now, I'm going through them tremendously. I thought that I had the best business set up 6 months ago, and the wheels have came off at times, and it's like, oh my goodness, we're having so many challenges with staff, with people that want to work, that actually will be committed to the job. It's a challenge. Life never stops throwing you challenges. And if you do not have that vision, that focus that you're going to get there, and trust me, I mean, we all think about, even a month or two ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just too much. I've got to tap out. But then you wake up the next morning and you read your vision, you read your purpose, you get grounded again exactly where you need to be, and you got to start chasing that goal again. What can you do today to go after that goal? Because I guarantee you, no matter what happens, no matter how amazing your life is going, there is going to be some type of obstacle, whether it be staff or the weather or whatever's going to throw at you. It's not going to be a smooth sail. It's not. So you just got to keep reading that vision and your purpose every single day, and ground yourself, and that's why you're going to move today.
I love that. And you talked about too, like, supporting others and making others happy. Something that you've always done in business is bring other businesses together. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So my where I get fed, where I really I love win-wins. So I did start my events business about 5 years ago. I am now the owner of a Winter Frenzy holiday and craft show. It's one of the largest craft shows here in Colorado. I had the opportunity to purchase it from the old owner. I was going to start one with my church, but I was speaking to her, and she's like, "Well, I have this opportunity. Would you like to purchase this for me?" I'm like, absolutely. And I've learned so much. But when I have these vendors that do so well in my events, they come up to me and they're just like, "Steve, thank you so much for helping me out. You don't understand how much this helped me out." That's what makes my heart warm. That's what fuels me, and that helps me wake up to the next day to help out the vendors. So you got to find out exactly what your drive is and what your purpose is for no matter what you're doing with in your position where you're at with your business. So if you're in sales, you got to find that drive to sell them, and how's that going to help them on out and with tomorrow, or whatever it is. You just got to find that drive that helps out people, and that's what fuels me. And there's no other better blessing. We have actually started a couple other vendor events right now. We're into Edgewater Market. We're also at the Stanley Marketplace. We're actually doing first and second Fridays with other location. We just started an event with the Denver Milk Market craft show, and life has just thrown so many obstacles at me, and it's just, you got to be able to step up. When life throws you a curveball, I guarantee you that it is going to throw you that curveball. You got to be able to step outside and hit that ball as far as you can. But I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit of circles there. But with wins, when I see somebody winning, when I see somebody thriving with their business, that's what just gets me going and keeps me going every single day.
That's awesome. And speaking of multiple wins, another way that you leverage your multi-passionate, skills is through multiple businesses. And I know you mentioned it already as the, ADHD, it can, some people might see it as a setback, but you've talked about how that can actually be something you can leverage to be able to do those multiple things.
Yeah. And my best analogy is having, and I'm doing it right now. I have like 10,000 tabs open on my computer. You got to narrow it down to one tab. Just do that one task, and you're good. But the more that I'm learning about this ADHD, I've never realized that I've had it, but it's very, very common with after traumatic brain injuries, and also entrepreneurs. I found out that it's a very, very common trait for entrepreneurs. They just don't have one little tab open. They've got 10,000 tabs open. And so my analogy is learning something from this tab and trying to attach it to this one. They say that it's a gift. In some cases, it's a curse to me. I'm like, I can't handle it. But so I'm learning how to control it and narrow it down. But I'm trying to take all the gifts that has been given to me and make it into a positive, and try to actually able to help out others too. So I'm still learning it today, and we'll see where tomorrow goes from that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and that's another reason why, everybody in business, can benefit so much from having a coach as well, because even when you're a coach, having your own coach to help you rein in all of those different thoughts and tabs that are open at one time can help so much.
Exactly. I've been blessed. My best friend is actually a business coach, and he's one that helped me get into my business with the chiropractic business, and then the events business also. And a long story short is my business was really, really thriving, and he was with a law firm, one of the top law firms, and they let him go. And he actually bought into my business because it was doing so well. And so both of us have been through these trials and tribulations with the staff and so forth. But we both pivoted. But without his coaching, I guarantee you right now, without his coaching and expertise in life, if I did not have that, I'd have had to tap out. There's no question about it. So no matter what you're doing in life, if you need to have a coach. I'm blessed to have him as a business coach and a life coach. But for anybody, what I've learned, the biggest thing that I've learned is if you consistently are trying to lose weight and you can't lose weight, you've got to get a coach for weight loss, somebody to help you on out. If you need somebody in business, you need a business coach. If you're having struggles with your relationship, you need a relationship coach. There's so many coaches out there in everything, every aspect of life. But don't be afraid to ask them. And it's so easy to find one, and someone that keeps driving you to be better the next day.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, and it ties back into community, like having your community, having your coach, like everybody in your circle is all part of who is shaping you forward. And that's, for better or for worse, they're going to have an impact.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And something that I wanted to bring about also is, I don't know, with my business partner, I've had this really big drive of motivational speaking. I love Tony Robbins, Denzel Washington. There's just so many people that I love and I get inspired by. And when I tell people about my story, like, oh my gosh, Steve, this is amazing. You got to get this out. You got to get the story out. And you've heard just a small little piece about it. I can go into so much more depth about what has happened in my life. But this is God's honest truth. Last weekend, I was at the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo.
Oh, cool.
And there's yeah. And I was doing my chiropractic sales for it. I had several offices that I was trying to get chiropractic patients for. And there's this one gentleman that I was introduced to last spring with my business partner. He used to work with the police department and the FBI. He just has really good sense on what's going on. But he was spot on with a few things. And I spoke with him a little bit again this past weekend. And he goes, Steve, I don't know what it is, but I've got this feeling that you also have a gift of maybe the gift of spirituality, of helping people, or speaking. And he goes, motivational speaking. He goes, I really feel that for you. And I said back, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So the psychic that is seeing this, he goes, Steve, I really see this in your future. And I could really, 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 it's something that I would love to pursue. And this is God's honest truth. On my calendar, starting on Monday, is to start going to, let me pull it up, Toastmasters for speaking. So I was going to start Toastmasters on Monday. I'm just like, whoa. And then having this opportunity to share this with you too. I don't know if there's anybody out there that does speaking or that needs a motivational speaker to, I mean, no matter how many times you get knocked down, I've been knocked down 9,999,999 times. And for some reason, I just keep getting back up. The next day, I brush myself off and I swing for the fence again. And no matter what obstacles happen to you, you got to learn it's happening for you.
Yeah.
And that's my best thing in life. And it's taken me, I'm still learning it. But it's what we got to do. So I don't know what is in store for me next, but I'm just going to continue following that light that's in front of me. And that's my vision, and let's go.
That's amazing. It's just a great way to, really express and share the grit that has taken you through all of that, right? The endurance and the drive to move forward regardless of the challenges, or maybe, like we said, using them as stepping stones.
Exactly. And life, I mean, life is going to throw you so many curveballs. The crazy thing is excuse me, I actually did get separated late last year and recently divorced, and I've had to move 2 times in the last 6 months, and it's just done so much mentally. But why is this happening for me? Not to me, but why is this happening for me? What can I gain from this? Yeah. And you just gotta keep striving towards that and try and make yourself better every single day that you wake up. What can I do better today to make my, so yeah.
Absolutely. What would you say is the one thing that you want anyone listening to this to know, to remember, to think about, or to go do after listening to this episode?
Well, that's an open-ended question, but my biggest one is you've got to have faith, whether it be in God or your spouse or the world or whatever. You've got to have faith. You've got to have a vision of what you want to do in life. And if you don't have that vision, you're lost. And trust me, we all get lost at times. There's been so many times I get lost and I don't know what's going on. But you've got to have that vision written down, whether you put it on a sticky note on your wall or on your screensaver. You've got to have that vision, because life is going to throw you curveballs. It's guaranteed. And you've got to have a coach. You've got to have somebody that has your back, whether it be your spouse or your kid or whatever it is. You've got to have that coach that is with you and your faith. And just don't be afraid, because we are going to skin our knees. I guarantee you, we are going to skin our knees. And in business, every single entrepreneur that I've met has never had a smooth sailing, a smooth boat going throughout. And it's just life. And just put your faith in where you're going, and just give it 1,000% every single day. That's the best that I can say.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. And then you have a gift for the listeners. Do you want to share with us what that is?
I sure do. I do have 22 offices here, chiropractic offices here in Colorado. And what we offer all of our prospect patients is the first 2 visits into our office, which includes a consultation, full medical evaluation, diagnostics, and then that's on the first visit. We check you out from head to toe, see exactly what's going on. We'll bring you back on the second visit. We're going to give you a chiropractic adjustment and report of findings. This is valued over $350. All of our doctors have agreed to, underneath the Natural Living Foundation, to offer that to all of our prospective patients for only $45. You can actually go to our website, which is naturallivingfoundation.com, and you're able to find all of our doctors online. You can set up your appointment there and visit them. And I've vetted all of the doctors. We all have the same vision and living naturally, and to where your body can operate at its optimum without any side effects from the drugs out there today.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. I know I've gone through that myself, and it's you really do get a lot of value for a very small amount. So it's a great offering. Thank you for that gift.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for this opportunity. It's been a lot of fun. And whoever does hear this, I know that you're going to be able to relate in some way, shape, or form, whether it be your girlfriend or your wife or your employees. You are going to skin your knees, but just dust yourself off, get up, and swing for the wall again.
Well said. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for braving the inside of your mind with me. The better we understand ourselves, the more deeply we understand the world, and as our awareness grows, life just gets better and better. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave a review and share this with anyone else you think could benefit from listening. A quick reminder that the content shared in this podcast is for informational purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, and the discussions here are not a substitute for professional advice. If you're dealing with a specific issue or need personalized guidance, please consult with a qualified professional. Your well-being is important, and this podcast is simply a platform for sharing insights and experiences. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Until next time.